today. Oh my gosh, that's the fastest you've ever got on.
I know, right? So
That's
weird.
wild. See,
That is my kid and the dog wrestling in the background.
No, she just kicked me.
Mm. Oh, you're trying to clean it up? She got a hold of a toilet paper roll and like destroyed it in the hallway.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, get a puppy, they said.
Dogs are sometimes the worst.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dan. Yeah, get a cat. Just as bad.
I can't. I'm allergic, remember?
I know you're allergic.
My son's allergic too, so he got
Oh.
all the fun treats for me.
Mm.
I sent the invite. I'm not sure where they're at.
They'll be here. What are you into now? Are you going to do this to me tonight? Get out of the bathroom.
I'm trying to accept it. Instagram is so weird. Hey,
Hey there.
Instagram is weird. Hey,
it worked.
it
Hey,
did.
this is Caio, the guitar player. Uh, our bass player Devin will be joining too from his account, so you should get a request from him as well.
Okay.
Oh, I think he just joined. So yeah, Devin, just send a request to join the live.
I see him. Here, I'll send one. All right, I'll send it. I sent it. I'll see if it works. There he is.
Oh,
Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
good. How are
good.
you?
How are you?
Good, good. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Cool. Hi, Kyle.
What's up?
Seen you in a while.
Yeah. Like last week.
Yeah. Well, we don't see each other too often. We live across the country now.
Oh, gotcha.
Makes it hard for band practice and stuff like that, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, we pretend.
All right, so everybody who's joining, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat and we'll try to answer them as best we can.
We'll try to keep up. It
Try
gets
to.
pretty wild sometimes.
I'll try
Sometimes
to.
it can.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Of course. How did the Failsafe get started?
Well, it actually started back in late 2018. So myself and our drummer Chad and singer Jesse used to play together in a band called the Phoenix Philosophy. And that band broke up in late 2018. And then we decided the three of us still wanted to play music together. So we started a new band, uh, eventually named it the Failsafe, and started releasing music in 2019, and things have just continued from there.
Nice.
Eventually,
That's
we had
awesome.
Devin as our bass player last year, so happy to have him aboard.
Thanks.
Yeah, I remember when you guys announced that he was joining. So. Awesome. Good to have you.
Yeah, appreciate it. I still don't even know why the new band, the Failsafe, came about. How it turned into the new band. I still don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's basically we the old band, the Phoenix Philosophy, we had a falling out with one of the like core members of the band, and she left the band, and we didn't think we could continue on without her. And then at the same time, we also like sort of wanted to go in a heavier direction with the music. So we figured starting a new band would be the best way to do that. So
That's why you changed.
long story short, yep.
Got it.
Now we all know.
I never, but not too much. We kind of just talk about dumb stuff on the road.
Whatever
Why not?
works to pass the time, right?
Exactly.
It's awesome. It actually flies by. I think. How long was our trip to? We had one. What was that? We did dates that was like 12 hours.
Your audio's kind of cutting in and out. Can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just mine because it does that sometimes.
Okay. Oh,
No, he's frozen. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
How about now? I jumped off of the.
still cut off a little bit there, but I can still kind of understand you.
Crap.
All good. We heard that.
I'll try. I seem to be my. I have all service, so maybe it's the way positions. Try that. Are you all right?
I think it's still doing it, but I think we could probably just make it work. I think.
We can.
It's
Yeah.
good enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take.
Do it.
I do some repairs.
Yeah.
Take my phone case off. All right.
So, what or who got you into music, like in general?
I guess I'll start. So, for me, it was basically the video game Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
So,
Love that game.
yeah, like I actually took piano lessons when I was really young, and I hated it because, like, I wasn't playing the music I wanted to play. It was just, stupid songs like "Mary Had a Little Lamb," that my music teacher would force me to play because that was what was in the songbook. And then I was like, I hated it, and I never wanted to practice. But eventually, like, Guitar Hero game came out, and then like had all this music on it that I thought was awesome, and I got really good at the game. And then so I just figured, why not try a real guitar? And yeah, it was even more fun. So I just kept with it, and eventually started playing in bands when I was in high school, and eventually moved on to making my own original stuff. So it's kind of the story for me.
Were you good at Guitar Hero?
Oh, I was super good. I was like,
Okay.
I could beat like Dragon Force on Expert, and yeah, I was really good at it.
Dude, I was so bad. So bad. The best I could do was hard, and that was after.
Yep, same. I could only get to hard, and then I'm like, no. It's like that wall of color. It's so intimidating.
Yeah. People are like, how can you be good at guitar and still play and not Guitar Hero? And they're two separate things entirely. It's like I suck at Guitar Hero, I guess.
Yeah, like everybody I know that like played guitar first and then tried Guitar Hero, like they couldn't play it at all. Like they totally
It was
suck at
hard to
Guitar Hero.
learn.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Kyle. I wanted to play drums when I first started, and they made me play piano, and I was like, I'm not playing piano. This is gay.
Yeah, like 'cause actually,
What do I say?
piano is actually considered a percussion instrument.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
most people don't know that. But yeah, and that's why, because it teaches you to sort of have different rhythms going on with your different hands. But I actually I can play drums too, but I actually learned drums from Rock Band, which is like actually pretty close to drumming for real. So like that will actually teach you how to drum, like just playing that game.
That's wicked. And now we're just gonna have to go get Rock Band in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like recommend that for anybody who actually wants to learn how to play drums. Like, just play Rock Band. Like, it's probably the best way to learn.
I used to want to play the
Start.
drums so bad. I was like, I even took lessons in high school, and I was all right, but it didn't last very long.
Yeah, I played drums, I played guitar. I still play guitar every once in a while. Keyboard, piano. So,
It's now that I think of it, my first band, the drummer was also we all played Guitar Hero Metallica. Me and the singer and the drummer, and
yeah.
they're like, maybe we should just start a band, and we were terrible until we were less terrible, and then played drums with them, and that's how I met the Failsafe. Was being in my first band, and I'm glad that got to where it was, because the Failsafe is it was the end goal. Like, it's the band I've wanted to be in, and the new stuff is like the music I've always wanted to play. It's so it's exciting.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the new stuff you guys have come out with. I think the first song, I think you messaged me, Kyle, and you're like, check out my band. I was like, okay. I was like, wow, you guys are actually really good, because sometimes you'll get messages from bands and you're like, they're all right.
Yeah.
But you guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I get that too, and sometimes people will dog on the sending messages and stuff, but like, to any young band, like, send freaking messages. That's the key. It's like, just talk to as many people as you can, and important. Like, if you see somebody that might be interested, because that could not only be a fan of your music, it could be like a new friend, it could be anything, it could turn into anything. I think it's important that, and I respect Kyle a lot that he does that way more than I do, and I do it a little bit too. But I feel like I set my game up, because Kyle's awesome at that. He sets a good example.
Yeah, you never.
Yeah, it's a grind for sure. I definitely don't do it nearly as much as I used to, though. Like, I was just like super dedicated to just trying to spread the word a couple years ago.
The
But
good word.
yeah, spread the good word.
Networking, definitely. And
Yeah.
that's what we're here for too.
Yeah, that's what we do. Just like message bands, like, "Hey, want to come on a live with us?" And some of
Just
them,
random.
some of them just ignore us, and other people are like, "Heck yeah!" Some
You
of our favorite new bands that way.
Yeah.
We don't do that as a band. Maybe that's a good idea. I noticed that we only do it for people that reach out. But what if we did that, Kyle? It's a good idea.
Well, yeah, Chad really likes doing, like, our drummer Chad. He wanted to be here, but he couldn't make it. Had a conflict. But yeah, he's really wanting to go on a lot more lives and podcasts and stuff. So he's trying to find people.
Mhm.
So
Anytime you guys want to come back, like for like promotion purposes, or you have a new single coming out, we'll definitely be down with it.
yeah,
Chad,
yeah, we definitely have some new stuff coming out in 2024. So we'll have to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
and it's already done.
just started this out of nowhere. We're like, how can we help these artists that we really like and really look up to? Like, let's just do lives with them. I'm like, okay, let's go. We've had some wild and crazy lives.
Don't even.
Yeah, and
Last nights.
some bands
Thank you, Wanda. Wanda's one of our biggest supporters and fans. Helps us out a lot, and she's in here in the chat supporting us as usual.
Hi, Wanda.
That's not
Hey.
on a beam there. Her name's Wanda. So
And we have one of my little followers here. His name is Ross. He followed me over from Felicity Chat in Discord. And yeah, so he's here too. Definitely going to have to check these guys out now, aren't you?
Yeah, check out the Failsafe. Ghost of You is amazing. And
That song is awesome.
like, that song gets stuck in my head all the time.
Yeah,
I need more unhinged memes. So if
absolutely.
Yeah, become a fan. Yeah, join our we have a Facebook fan group called Only Fails. So follow us on Facebook, join that fan group, and everybody just is posting memes in there all the time. Like
Awesome.
it's a good time if you like memes. Yeah.
Oh,
you'll
loves
recognize,
memes, and oh my gosh.
you won't have trouble finding it. It's the same logo as OnlyFans. It just says OnlyFans. So it's also let us know if we should make stickers of it because we're thinking about it.
Totally.
I think if I
Definitely.
all
Oh,
around our
yeah, oh, the stickers are coming. Yeah, you just gotta send me that updated one I wanted from you.
oh yeah, okay, hang on. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
He's like, let me
Do
do
it now. It's all good.
Casually doing it, looking to the side.
You'll see me do that. My dog is being a pain in the ass tonight, so
We
We've
should make
already
some.
got 2 new followers tonight, so thanks, guys.
awesome.
Appreciate it.
Probably
What
some of
are
our
some artists that
friends.
have inspired your sound?
Um, Taylor Swift. No, I mean, gosh,
You guys sound just like
I could take this one over Stump. So yeah, I mean we literally put them like right in our bio on our Instagram. Like we have like a for fans of. And I think we have was it Bring Me the Horizon, Bad Omens, I Prevail, A Day to Remember, Papa Roach, bands like that. Yeah, they're definitely inspirations on us.
I grew up listening to a lot of that. At
Yeah.
first, Metallica, and then I got into the 2009 emo phase, and then I got into metalcore, and then it was no stopping from there. I wanted to play music
Yeah.
because at first I listened to rap. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I probably listened to rap first too before I got into rock.
yeah,
Because
I think
one of my friends in middle school was a big hip hop guy, and he was like, "You got to listen to Dr. Dre and like G Unit and stuff like that."
yeah, that's what I was. Well, and then my first oh shit this slaps moment was probably like Inner Sandman or Prime May Rome or something. I'm like, this is banging. Let's, and then that
Yeah,
kind of
I think the first rock band I really got into was Green Day. Actually, it was when American Idiot came out.
oh Green Day too. I really
Yeah, because I had like freaking all their songs were in like all the commercials and like the theme song of everything like had a Green Day song from that record in it, and it just was everywhere at the time.
hey, it's Jam X Podcast. I just chatted with them.
Awesome.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was in elementary school listening to like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and but yeah, I think the first like rock bands I got into was like Korn and Disturbed, System of a Down, and it just
yo,
all
it's
like
Sam.
bled in.
What's up, Sam? Sorry, he's my friend.
You're right.
Oh yeah,
You're good.
Shower.
You just keep shouting them out. They'll come back.
So
Shallow Side is so good.
who's an artist you would love to collaborate with if you could?
Shallow Side.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Good stuff.
fastest answer we've gotten to that question.
Right.
Um, I think the artist that I've always wanted to collaborate with, we did collaborate with a couple months ago for the new music. So it's I don't know if we've talked about that in public, haven't we?
What, like Bayless?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I call like. I mean, he used to be in a band, but he's just a producer now.
Are we just talking about like a band and not a producer.
Yeah, well, yeah, like if we were to have somebody feature, or if we were going to feature on somebody else's song, like I think that's kind of the idea.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let me think. Do you have one, Kyle?
Yeah, I feel like what would be really cool is as we actually kind of went down this road a little bit. We were in talks with this guy. He's like an EDM producer. I forget what his name was. He's not like a super big time guy, but he's like bigger than we are. But he was gonna have Jesse do a vocal feature on like an EDM song, and I think that would be super cool if we got Jesse on like an Millennium track or something like that.
Oh yeah, anything
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that,
eating would be
yeah,
freaking
that
awesome.
would be dope. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Don't be ageist, Ross.
Yeah.
I agree with Kyle on that. I think if it had to be anybody, it'd be somebody. I don't know that many smaller artists, but I've been trying to kind of keep an eye out for something electronic, because that's like right up our alley. Like we mess with electronic as much as we can.
It meshes really well together.
Yeah, it's a good. Um, I attribute it to Linkin Park. I'm sure a lot of bands. I'd go on record and say they influenced 80% of the bands nowadays. They like Linkin
True.
Park. I think everyone's ripping Linkin Park at least a little bit, or
Absolutely.
because they're so good. It's just like electronic and rock. It just belongs. So cool, or at least a little bit.
Right.
And there's a shit ton of it. Next song we put out, there's so much. It's so much electronic, and it's not like what you were talking about, Kyle, but it's still a lot more digital kind of stuff on the next track. And that's pretty sick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like for just to add a little bit of context to that. So we recorded 3 new songs with a producer named Andrew Bayless a couple months ago, and those are the songs we're going to be releasing next year. And like it's really like top notch stuff. Like especially with the kind of added stuff you get from working with that level of a producer, like the kind of stuff they put on your music, like it, yeah. We're hoping it can kind of take the band to the next level, and we can start, really be serious about it. So,
I think it should. I think it should. There's a lot that went into it. Just like it was a really cool team effort making that big of an endeavor to working with somebody on that level, and everyone flying out and meeting in Nashville, and we're there just a week, right?
yeah, yeah, all the songs were done in 3 days. So, or at least they were written in 3 days.
Yeah.
So everything came together quick.
Oh, you can hear one of them on our Patreon if you get the VIP.
Yeah, yeah. So we have a band Patreon, which you can find in our link in our bio. And we have like lots of different perks you can get on there. Like we post some behind the scenes stuff that we don't put on our other socials. We have a monthly podcast we do for patrons, and then we have like a VIP tier where we release our, like basically as soon as we get our finished master track back for our new music, we immediately put it on Patreon for the VIP members to listen to. So we've got an unreleased song on there right now, and then we're just waiting for the other ones to get done, and then we'll put those on there too. I mean, none of those songs are probably going to be coming out for at least a few more months, so it's cool for our biggest fans to be able to hear our stuff early.
That's awesome.
Oh, Ross. What's the best way to support you guys? Is it through just streaming your music? Is it through Patreon? Do you have merch? That sort of thing.
Yeah, basically everything you just said there.
Cool.
Stream our music, buy our merch. If you're inclined, support us on Patreon. Like it all helps. Um, yeah, Carrie Beth just mentioned "Dying to Exist." That's our new unreleased track.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. So, but yeah, all that stuff. We've got a merch site too. Like all the ways you can support us, you can find it in our link in our bio on Instagram. So you can find all our music on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. We even got physical CDs. People want to order those, we'll mail them out to you. So yeah.
And we reinvest everything. We haven't kept a dime. So like when you buy something, it's literally going into our gas tank or paying off the songs, because the songs cost a pretty penny to get done. So,
I can imagine.
so it's directly into that, and that's why it's a big deal. So it's that's what it all goes to. It's the most helpful thing. And streams pay a little bit more than people make it out to be. I still think it'd be better. It could be a lot better, but streaming still goes a lot further, because when people listen to our music on a certain platform, um, that platform takes that into account, uh, and not only that, but like venues and labels and anybody, they look at your numbers, and sometimes not having enough streams, sadly, it can be make or break for getting a certain opportunity.
Mhm.
Just like anything across the board does a little bit more than I think people realize.
Yeah, definitely. So we actually had the Unborn Band on with us on the 8th, and we were kind of like going through like the different types of ways that you can support a band. Yes, okay, like you can go stream, they do help, but it's like, what is the best possible way? And it's just, we were going through merch is probably one of the better ones, like supporting the shows and everything like that. It was really cool to actually hear like the breakdown of what they do, and they were telling me how much. No, we're in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
so the prices are a little bit different. Um, just like how much it is here to release a song or produce a song, so they do it on their own. So when they get bigger, they can actually go and get a proper producer to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, that makes complete sense too. And I'd also say you mentioned a good point. Going to a show too, is if you have the ability to, because
yeah,
those numbers, you get asked for a lot, um, a lot more than. That's something I didn't know going into being in a band, but it didn't surprise me. It was just anybody, when you try to get a bigger show, oh, what did you draw there? And then they ask all these about it. It's like a mini job interview for certain things, and it's annoying,
yeah,
but it's business. So it's those. Even if you pay $10 for a ticket, it's still that number at the end of the night. How many you did is going to be used repeatedly.
exactly what Ross just said. Nothing is better than holding a CD in your hands.
That too. I agree with that. There's a novelty.
Exactly. Something, yeah, okay, you can stream it, you can put it on a playlist, and you can have it, but what happens if that app goes away? The CD you have forever.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
And we can't sign anything that's digital.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, any CD you buy from us, we'll sign it for you. Like we send them out signed from all our online orders, and if you come to the show, we'll all sign it for you. So
We welcome that stuff. Anything,
yeah.
pictures, signatures, whichever.
That's awesome. Do you guys have any shows coming up?
Um,
Yes, but not announced. I don't think.
yeah, we're working on some shows in the spring, to be announced. We don't really have all the details right now, but yeah, we have to kind of plan everything pretty far in advance because we live in different states, so we can't just like play shows on a whim. We've got to have people fly out and get a trailer rented and a lot of logistics planned, hotels booked and stuff like that. So it's it's definitely a big effort for us to play shows. So yeah, makes it even more meaningful when people come out.
Yeah.
Definitely. What's
Does
your favorite song to perform?
Um,
water for me?
what was that?
I think Head Underwater for me.
Yeah, Head Underwater is a good one.
This is a really driving bass line that's really fun. Uh, I don't know if if any of you have heard Head Underwater, it's on the first album. And right, yeah,
yeah, our first album, Erasing Color.
yep.
So
And that one
that's we've played that as our closing song. Basically since we started. Like, so we end every show with that song. It's a great last song to finish out the show with.
oh yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Like, that's a tough one. Like our newest song that we released, Toxic Hearts. We only played it once, but I really enjoyed it when we played it at our show that we did the other weekend in Sioux Falls. Um, so that one might become my favorite.
That's a
So
good one.
yeah.
It's a little harder than the other songs, so that one was interesting.
Yeah, I
But
remember when we first started playing "Burn It to the Ground." That was really hard when we first started it too. But like
all right,
now it's like since we played it so many times, like it's easy. So just
yeah,
gotta like get some repetitions under your belt.
I think Chad's favorite is "Burn to the Ground" for sure.
Yeah, he loves playing that one. He anything that's like fast and punky, he likes
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
What's Jesse's? Do you have a guess?
Um, I don't know. Anything where he doesn't have to
Probably not
train
Ghost.
voice, I guess. What?
I think pretty sure it's not Ghost of You. The one.
Yeah. Well, Ghost of You is a tough one for him to sing. He really has to reach for it on those high notes.
Yeah, I
I
know he.
remember when we recorded it with Sahaj, he was like, Sahaj was like,
Yo,
"Sure you can hit that note." He's like, "I got this," and like just really went for it. Like, so
Widow 7 slaps. They just joined. Good.
We just had them on last night. Hi guys.
Nice.
Widow 7. All right.
So you guys talk about living in different states. How do you practice?
We don't.
So me and our drummer Chad, we live in the same state. We're in the same city in Minneapolis area. So we practice together. Jesse and Devin are roommates now over in South Carolina, so I don't know if they're having practices or not. I don't know.
Well, one second. So so our music is it's all on. I'd say the best answer to that is our music is all on a click track. And it's a timer, so it's the same. Let me see. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So we can get away with rehearsing by ourselves and then come together and then we still hear the same product.
Mhm.
I could like if we didn't have that, it would probably make it more difficult. We'd have to play together more to kind of get each other's to get a feel for what each other are doing. But we play with in-ears and tracks, so it's this. We hear the same thing that we practice to at home or in our room on stage. So it's no different. So we're already. I'll run through the set several times before tour, before a show, in my bedroom, and then it will feel different once I'm on stage because everybody's practiced the same thing and hears the same thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally makes
Yeah,
sense.
definitely.
Yeah, we do what we can. We usually try to get at least one full band practice in before a tour or two. Like usually Devin and Jesse will fly out the night before a tour starts. Or they'll get into town like the day before, and then we'll do a practice that day before actually head out on tour. So
That lets us work out a little bit of the kinks. But usually, yeah, no, it's worked out well.
sign rainbow pride flag for the gays. Hell yeah, we would.
Yeah, we'll sign it twice.
Yeah.
There you go, Ross.
What is the craziest thing that's ever happened to you on tour?
Oh my God. Like, how long do we got here?
I love this question.
Several stories.
I missed this one, but Jesse talked about you guys having to call 911 4 times on one
Yep.
tour.
Yeah, we
wow.
called. Okay, so yeah, this was I forget what the official name of this tour is. The tour of deceit or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
Anyway, we did a tour 2 years ago, supporting a band called A Killer's Confession. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. Their singer used to be the singer of Mushroom Head. But so at the start of this tour, the first date we were hopping on was in South Carolina, and so we did this tour without a bass player because our bass player at the time wasn't able to commit to it was basically like a 3 week long tour, and he wasn't able to like leave work for that long. So it was just me, Chad, and Jesse, and then we had bass tracks. So me and Chad and Jesse was living in South Carolina at the time. So me and Chad had to drive down from Minnesota down to South Carolina, and then on the way, our manager arranged for us to borrow an RV for our tour vehicle, and this thing was a total piece of shit. Like, we ended up calling it the shitmobile. It would get like 5 miles to the gallon. Yeah, I don't know. We spent like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on gas just to get down there. Um, I think and it broke down. It like the car just like stopped running or would take forever to get going again, like several times, even before we got to the first show. And then we eventually picked up Jesse and got to that first show, and then it just broke down and wouldn't start. And then we'd had to like spend a whole day at like an RV repair shop, which are like super hard to find. Like, barely any places will want to work on RVs. So we're just like hoping and praying they can get it to work for us. And then we're like, at that point, we're like, okay, we need to just get this thing going and get back to our truck, which we'd left at the place where we picked the RV up. And like, we're just going to get a trailer and use the truck for a vehicle for the rest of it. And then, so they were able to get it running again in South Carolina. And so we're driving all the way back to Illinois where our main truck is. And we're driving through the mountains in southern Kentucky at like midnight, and it just breaks down again, like on the middle of the interstate, and we just barely pull over to the side of the road, and we're stuck. We're like, we can't even open the door because like the door is like stuck, and so me and Jesse have to like climb out the window, and like we're like waving our phones at cars to like so they don't hit us because it's like pitch black outside, and then Chad's in the RV still trying to call 911 to get somebody to come get us and tow us, like, because like Chad can't even physically get out of the RV at this point because he's a bigger dude and he couldn't fit through the window. Yeah. So yeah, we ended up finally, like, somebody like comes and tows it to a repair place, and they can't fix it, and they're like, yeah, we don't know what to do. So we end up just leaving this thing at the repair place in rural Kentucky, renting 2 U-Haul trucks to haul all our gear back to Illinois and put it back in our truck to continue the tour. Like, oh man, that was like the most stressful few days of my life.
You just ditched the RV.
Just ditched it. Yeah, like we called the dude like who we borrowed it from. We're like, dude, this thing's like a total piece of junk, and we put like over $1,000 of work into it anyway. Like we did everything we could for it, man. Like they told us they couldn't fix it. Like we just had to leave it. So
Oh no.
yeah, to this day I don't know if he went down there and got it or anything, but yeah. So that's a super long-winded story there.
Wild.
I like one of the comments that were in there. The first tour will either make it or make or break you. So you guys are doing good.
Yeah, it's definitely more than a lot of bands have to go through their first like big tour. Yeah. So
Hey, I
we're
was
still
gonna say
standing.
even bigger bands have issues. I just saw Ice Nine Kills in September, and their bus broke down in Arizona. They like had to jump in a rental car and race all the way to New Mexico, and the show was 2 hours late, but they made it.
Damn.
Yeah.
And it says Widow Seven said they'd been there too. Seems like it's like a rite of
Yeah.
passage. Or something, but
Moral
It
of the
is.
story: do not tour in an RV. Those things suck.
yeah, sounds like I
Yeah,
kind of wish I was there for that tour actually. Just to
yeah. I mean, it would have been good, like if you were, like it would have helped probably to some degree. Like
thanks, man.
at
It's
least
a
you
true
would have had
initiation.
base.
Uh, well, maybe it would have helped.
Or a short bus.
Oh my
Yeah, well,
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
I know,
whatever works,
I know
right?
some bands who tour in short buses, and yeah, they are notoriously unreliable too.
Are they?
Well, didn't Sleep Signals have one, and theirs broke down like several times too on their
Um,
last tour?
Oh my
are
God.
you
Yeah, I saw them in Albuquerque. I was talking to Robert, and he was like, "Yeah, our AC doesn't work." It was middle of August, and their AC didn't work. It was like awful.
damn?
But yeah, I think they broke down in Florida too.
Yeah, I
Oh
think I saw
no.
several. Oh, the short buses do.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can imagine.
I know another band that used. I don't know if they still tour in it though. They're like a constant touring smaller band called Scream at the Sky,
Mhm.
and like their lead singer who owns the short bus is like he's like a mechanic by trade, so he can like fix it himself if it
Oh
breaks
wow.
down. So that's like you need an actual mechanic in your band,
Right?
and then have like I suppose you keep like a spare transmission just ready to go, like in case it goes out. Like you just got
I
to be
think
prepared for anything.
I think our method too is a little bit an unpopular opinion, but taking the truck like what we do and getting hotel rooms every night. People are like, isn't that expensive? Well, buying a short bus and then spending $1,000 every other week is a little bit more expensive than just getting a hotel
Yeah,
room.
a lot less stress
Exactly.
too with the hotel rooms.
I would think so.
Yeah, and you sleep a lot better, and it's just like, or like if anybody's willing to let us stay, doing that kind of thing. Um, I think it works out better. I haven't wanted to get a bus. I mean, something awesome and reliable would be cool, but I just seeing what Failsafe does, it works. Um, as long as the shows are going good and we can keep paying for it.
Oh, exactly. As long as you guys can keep moving forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys like to do for fun outside of music?
Hmm.
So my main thing is I play pickleball, so that's like my main
Yep.
non-music hobby. So I'm actually going to play a little bit later tonight. So
Pickleball is definitely like the new thing to do, apparently. You hear
yeah,
that all
Yeah.
the time now.
Kyle, they got it down here.
they
They
got
got
it everywhere.
Yeah, they got a bunch of stuff you can get into. Um, for me, I don't do anything cool. I work so much that I get like 2 hours when I get home, and then I either do music or I read. I like reading. I'm a total history buff. I just like reading about history and or watching videos. I
Nice.
I used to play video games and stuff, but I just I can't
Yeah,
get stuck anymore.
yeah. I'm a big gamer too. Like other than pickleball, if I'm not doing that, I'm probably gaming or reading as well. I do like to read, mostly like fiction stuff.
It's fun. I hated it as a kid, but then I started like as I got older, it gets to be more enjoyable finding what you like. I think because what bothered me in school is like reading I didn't want to read, and that's kind of what it was. And once I get on the topic of something that's interesting, then it sucks you in.
hmm Who's your favorite author?
My favorite author? I don't have one because I only read nonfiction and self-help books.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, even those books have authors. What's your favorite
It's
book?
like a, it's like a one, it's like a one-off thing. I'll read one thing from the author and then I'll move on and forget who the author is.
Well,
That's fair.
what's your favorite book you've written then or read?
The one that changed my life the most is probably How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Oh, that's a good one. I've read that one.
Yeah, that one by
Dale
far is
Carnegie, is that his name? Or Carnegie?
Dale Carnegie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one, and then another one I recently did called Choice Theory, which kind of opened my eyes about kind of how paralyzed you feel from having so many options. Is
Mm.
an interesting one. I already forgot the author, but it was interesting. Never Split the Difference was a good one. Negotiating as if your life depended on it. I've been in a big kind of changing my life form kind of mindset lately, so I've been going hard on the self help books.
Yeah.
Got to start reading again. Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah, yeah, and then I'll listen to podcasts too. That's where I get most of my history fix. Is kind of podcasts or just YouTube videos, and then I'll just listen to those while I do other tasks or something. Or uh, yeah, kind of boring hobbies, but
Yeah,
Not really,
for work.
especially downtime is rare, right? So take it while you can.
for sure.
What is your favorite song off the Toxic Hearts EP?
Probably Ghost of You.
Yeah, Ghost of You has my heart for
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's just the hands down just the best song overall on it. Like I'm really proud of that one. Like we definitely we worked with a producer named Sahaj T Cotton to make that one, but um we the song we brought in to work on with him was like most of the song was like already in place when we brought it in, and he just like helped us like put it in the right format and come up with a good melody for like singing and stuff like that. So like I'm just really proud. Like we had a lot to do with that one ourselves, and it turned out into such a good song.
Hey, wasn't the riff like harder or something? Or didn't you
Yeah,
say?
it was like I wrote the riff in that, and like the chorus had this like super technical part in it, and then Sahaj was just like, yeah, I mean that's kind of cool, but you just like play twice fewer notes than that, like or like reduce like the amount of notes you're playing by half, and then it'll be good.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing I've ever learned is to um, know a hot dog grandstanding with your guitar or whatever. So am I using that right? No, getting yourself over.
Yeah.
Uh, make it keep it simple. Serve the
Yeah.
song. Something I don't know along those lines.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice I've ever been given. Um,
To treat it as a business. was probably for me, and it never obviously I'm trying to think of the ones that aren't cliche sounding, even though they're true.
Mhm.
Because one of them, what's the best I've ever heard, sounds like it came right out of a fortune cookie, and it probably did. And it's and I wish I could remember it, but it stuck with me for a while until I forgot it. You know,
Yeah.
it talked about talent not having anything to do with it. It's perseverance, something along those lines, and it's just whoever with it. It just like because
What is it? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
yeah, that's a way to put it. Yeah, because I have a lot of I feel like a lot of musicians like self-deprecate or something, or I know I do, where I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm not write as good enough songs, or I don't play good enough or something, but it's more about not stopping determined enough, and that's what stuck with me the most. That, and to learn how to treat it as a business and not be in it for yourself and be in it for your team. Is what would
I like
be.
that. No, I like that a lot. It's just one thing about being in a band. It's like it's not just you, it's everybody else. You
Yeah,
have to be able to work together, right?
right, and go and get through conflict, because I know the failsafe's impressive because it's like we've had some very very difficult decisions and stuff to make and difficult conversations, and
Mhm.
they never get out of hand, and it's like, wow, there's so many people that I feel like this would have got out of hand talking, but the failsafe, it's always there's always a resolution, or there ends up being a resolution. Nobody like, we don't do any yelling, or like nothing ever escalates. It's really calculated.
That's good. Where have you performed and what are your favorite places or like venues to perform or where would you want to perform?
Yeah, so we've played like almost everywhere in the Midwest and like South, I guess, except for like the far East Coast. Like we haven't played in like the Northeast area, like New York and Massachusetts or north of there. And we haven't played in Florida. We played like a lot of other places in like the South and Midwest and kind of like about as far east as like Ohio, I guess.
Mm.
Uh, so where's my favorite place we played? Um, so there's a venue in Fort Wayne, Indiana called Pierre's, which is like a really cool, like it almost feels like you're playing in an arena there. Um, and we played there a couple times. We opened for Hinder there once, so
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it was one of the biggest crowds we've ever played in front of. Um, so that's probably one of my favorite places we played.
What's your favorite restaurant?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Chick-fil-A.
I don't think we got that one the other night.
Chick-fil-A. Great.
Nobody said it.
Nobody wants to say
Like, I mean,
Fair.
my favorite restaurants aren't like chain restaurants.
Yeah, I have to say they can't be
So, like,
um,
probably like my favorite type of thing to go out to eat for is hot pot. I don't know if
Mhm.
you've had hot pot, like, but it's like any hot pot place that has like a good like seafood spread. There's this one
Yeah.
in South Carolina that I've eaten at that you could literally get like lobster and oysters and stuff.
Mhm.
And
where?
yeah, it's in Charleston. Just ask Heather and Jesse about it.
Oh
You
man,
haven't eaten there yet?
no.
Yeah. Oh man, the place
How
is
do you
dope.
know? Yeah, how do you know that
I
about
ate
that?
there when I went out there last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we know what you're doing now.
Right after this pod or this Instagram. Nah, they'd be closed. I'm about an hour away from Charleston. Um, no, I'd have to say if for chains, it's a tough one. But I try to avoid chains because they're just, especially seafood, they suck. Um, right now, my favorite food is definitely wicked tuna. It's they have two of them kind of in my area, and I wish they had that stuff on tour. But if we tour the East Coast, maybe we can get more because they do sushi and their sushi is awesome.
Nice.
Um, but no, if we're on the road and we can ever find a ramen place or something like that, that'd be killer. But we never can. We always have to settle for Wendy's or, God forbid,
We just don't,
Arby's.
we just don't have
God
time.
forbid.
I remember. Here's another funny tour story. So we ordered Chinese food, um, DoorDash, to the venue we were playing at, because like normally we'll like go out and like walk down the street and look and see what local restaurants are around. Like if we have time, like if the venue doesn't have food. But like at this venue we're playing at, I think it was in Indianapolis. They specifically told us like do not leave the venue like after 7 p.m. or something because people like get stabbed in this alleyway outside the venue all the
Oh
time.
wow.
Yeah, and then somebody like literally did get stabbed that night too.
Dang.
Like, yeah, so
Oh man.
they're like, don't ever leave like once the show starts. So we like ordered DoorDash, and then so we all got Chinese food, but they didn't give us any silverware, so we're all just like eating fried rice out of the to-go boxes with our hands. It's like,
Oh no. All right, well, I think Devin's frozen. But I was gonna say Instagram's gonna kick us off in a few minutes anyway. So,
okay.
um, this has been really fun, and I think Ross is hungry and needs to go eat something.
I think so too. Either Waffle House or Cracker Barrel.
But
I think if
I just want to say thanks, guys, for coming, and you're welcome back anytime. Can't wait to hear the new music, and
Yeah,
hopefully see you guys on tour.
yeah. Thanks for having us.
Of course. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye everyone.